Folks, I am in the Mendips, more specifically Cheddar. No, not the cheese, but the village. In fact, I'm about to head out and explore the Cheddar Gorge walk, a very popular walk about 4 miles through Cheddar Gorge. If you don't know Cheddar Gorge, what are you doing? Follow me for the next 20 minutes and you will know Cheddar Gorge, because it's said to be the second greatest natural wonder in the UK. It's 137 metres deep in places and a real haven for climbing, for walking, for exploring the limestone caves. There's museums, there's shops. There's even a year-round Christmas shop, folks. You have to come and visit this place if you've never been before. But I'm about to head out and do this little circular walk. I really, really love this walk. I'm quite tight on time today, I'll be honest with you. So we're going to march on round and I'll show you all the awesome stuff. But follow me, it's going to be a great journey. It's -4, so you also get to witness me being cold, probably from a very warm place. We've got gusts of 40 to 50 mile an hour winds to contend with, which I had no idea were forecast today, so go me on my weather reading skills. So I'm just going to wrap up warm, get my boots on, change hats probably, because this one might blow away, and we'll go. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my word, it's cold. Right, I'm kitted up and we're headed out. But it is such a glorious day, I really cannot complain. I'm really also very excited because, as you can see, sort of, not really, I'm trying out the Osprey Asia backpack today. So 38 litres, also comes in 48, and it's a new release for this year, 2018. A women's specific backpack for day walks and multi-day walking. So we're going to give it a go. So I parked down at the bottom of the village and now I'm just walking up through. I'm going to just walk up part through the gorge until we hit the footpath, and then from there we'll climb up to the top and do the walk. Basically, that's the plan. This here is the main car park which you could use. It gets very full in the summer. So if you want to park in this car park, 1 hour is 80p, but probably you want 4 hours really, or all day. So you're looking at just over a £5. So it's a chunk, but at least you don't need to worry about time. It's warming up already. This is the smaller car park for Cheddar Gorge itself. You can pay for the caves and like tours up through the gorge. Here's some prices, but of course just check out their website. Best thing, dogs are welcome. Can't go wrong, people. Even if you don't fancy doing the walk that we're going to do today, Cheddar itself is just such a great place to wander around. It is such an awesome atmosphere. It's got the river through the middle, and there's just so many little shops to visit. Still working our way up to the actual footpath, but I have to show you this. And the view behind the gorge is pretty awesome.
The gorge is the largest in the UK and has been the centre of human settlement since the Neolithic times. Nowadays though, it's a pretty major tourist attraction, bringing in over 500,000 visitors each year, many checking out the famous caves, which were the inspiration behind Tolkien's The Two Towers for The Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so directly opposite the Cafe Gorge and the National Trust Centre is this little track here, and this is the way we're going. So we follow this just a little bit further, and then we'll turn to the right, up. Actually, yeah, definitely up. Then we have the steepest climb of the entire walk. So it's just a very long, sharp climb up to the top of the gorge, but it's so worth the effort. And even just walking through the woods is a really rewarding experience, because there's like caves where the limestones had like wells of water that's eroded away the rock, and you could even keep your eye open for the mountain goats around here. So there's a lot going on. Let's just get to this footpath anyway.
Just in case you were wondering, it is true that the village gave its name to cheddar cheese, which just so happens to be the most popular cheese in the UK.
Change of hat felt essential. We got this climb, gonna work up a sweat. I thought I need to breathe. So let's go through the gate and get climbing. So you can see around me as I climb the sprawl of rocks and boulders that are just clinging to the side of the hill, and basically it's all just been washed down by rain. And further down the valley just there, it was quite muddy, and actually this time of year this walk does tend to get pretty muddy just because it usually just doesn't get a chance to dry out, and there's quite a heavy foothold. Oh man, struggling to breathe. Never mind, keep going.
As I climbed, I couldn't help but feel a deep appreciation for the timeless landscape around me, and kept my eyes open for fossils etched into the limestone rock.
Steps, ooh, and lots of them. Up we go. Ah, there we go. Made it to the top and into the wind. Woo! Oh, look at that view. Wow.
The view stretched as far as the eye could see across Somerset and the levels. It sure looked flat compared to my viewpoint.
There's actually quite a few different paths you can take up here, but it's not the paths I'm interested in talking about right now. It's the actual environment. So this sort of scrubby heathland is an amazing habitat for slow worms and grass worms and adders, and a whole load of different flora as well. It's a really precious area, and that's why it's so protected. So it's owned partly by the National Trust and also by the Longleat Estate, and I'm so thankful that this area is protected. Not just for the environment though, the views aren't half bad either.
From this point, the gorge really does look like an epic scar in the landscape, but the sheer cliffs actually provide nesting space for buzzards, peregrine falcons, kestrels, and many other species.
It's such a beautiful day. Really loving this light. Even the wind is not half bad.
The scrubby landscape on the top of the gorge is dynamic and ever-changing with the seasons, and is home to a handful of endemic species of flora, like the cheddar pink, which literally only grows wild in the gorge.
I think I can still talk. My face is a little bit frozen, but basically what we're doing is we're just working our way along this side of the gorge, and then we're going to drop down, meet the road, and then your option there is to follow the road back through to the village, back down, or what we're going to do is climb back up the other side and walk along there, wave to our shadows over here, and then work our way back down into the village. So it's just a lovely, lovely walk, and as we'll see over there, the views get even better. It's hard to believe, but it's true.
Views stretched out ahead over the Mendip hills, part of which has been specifically designated as an area of outstanding natural beauty, giving it a level of protection comparable to that of a national park.
We have a sign. It's always encouraging, isn't it? 2.7 kilometres back to Cheddar. That way. Cheddar Caves, they found the oldest complete remains of a human skeleton from about 9,000 years ago, and you can just imagine this land being used by our ancestors. It's such a rugged area, so wild even though it's tamed, and I just love that. I really enjoy coming here. Here we are at the bottom then. We got this sign. That's the way we're going to the road, and that way there takes us to some disused mines and quarries. It goes all the way to an adventure centre actually, and it's quite a nice little valley, but as I say, we're heading this way through the gate to the road and back up the other side. Little frosting of snow. Oh, heaven right there. This is quite a useful sign actually. It's got little flyers saying about the Cheddar complex, which basically is broken down into 3 different nature reserves, and they're shown here. Well, it's shown that we're here, and and it shows all the different areas that we can go, the different footpaths. But this is the stuff I wanted to talk to you about. It's just the wildlife, how treasured this landscape is, and exactly why it's protected because of all the rare species that live here. It's pretty awesome that you can come and wander around it so freely. Crossed over, heading up the other side. This lining that they've done of the path would have taken a lot of hard work by rangers and volunteers, but I think it's just trying to control the traffic, keep everyone on the same path, and just prevent erosion, which is obviously really, really important to consider when somewhere like this is so popular to walk in. Here we are then, pretty much at the top on the other side, and I'm so stoked because I know that just a little bit further along here the views are going to open out. We'll be able to see the other side of the gorge, and it is just absolutely stunning, incredible, mind-blowing, awesome, awe-inspiring. Get a thesaurus, folks. I need to swallow it. It's all of those things and more, but we've got to get there first. I have not shrunk. Oh, I can't fit through there. Oh, I did. You guys can't. Quick, come through. There we go. Here we go. Just treading through this gnarly mass of boulders. Ah, oh, flip. Look at that, man. Whew. That is a decent view, folks. There's Cheddar Reservoir. Well worth the climb.
Sometimes it feels impossible to capture the wonder of a scene, so I'll just let the landscape do the talking.
I'll try and maintain my centre of gravity because I want to show you this. Down there, that's Cheddar Gorge. All the way down. The road's right to the bottom. That's pretty great. I always really enjoy being up here. Just the air and the space, how it opens out. It's quite a contrast to the other side where it's wooded. And I love all of the gnarly cliff faces that like stick out of the gorge and you can potter over right to the edge. You gotta be careful though. This is a pretty cool spot. You can see down into the village and you can actually see the way we came. So there's the main car park actually in the gorge itself. So there's the hotel and our footpath comes up through these woods and then obviously up around the other side. But that view, gosh, never gets old. This really is such a simple walk to follow. It literally is just up, down, up, down. So that's it for our uphills. We're just working down now. And it really doesn't feel very strenuous because the climbs are so short, and yes, they're sharp, but they really don't take very long. And you can just pace that out, and there's lots to look at as you go up. The scenery here is just absolutely fantastic. And now just walking down, it's really quite leisurely. The unique conditions created over the gorge through millions of years by natural and man-made processes have created a limestone grassland rich in wildlife. It's rare in Europe and the UK, which is why it's a SSSI, a site of special scientific interest. Plant life thrives on the shallow, lime-rich soils. There's 40 species of flowering plants that can be found in 1 square metre of lowland calcareous grassland. Wow. It has been called the European equivalent to a tropical rainforest. Gosh, that's quite impressive. What does this sign say? Life on the cliff edge. Well, hey, look at this. Cheddar Gorge is the largest in Britain at almost 400 feet deep and 3 miles long. It began to form 1 million years ago between ice ages, where meltwater scree and boulders caused the Cheddar River to carve out the rock, deepening the gorge over time. Way. I was just walking along, looked to my left, and boom, there it is, Glastonbury Tor. Pretty impressive sight, just sitting there on the horizon, silhouetted against the sky. A very, very iconic view. So the final point of interest before we head back down into the village is Jacob's Ladder. 275 steps that take us right back down to that National Trust store. And there's the lookout tower as well, that hopefully will be open, because it would be really great to go up there and just show you the view one final time before we head back down. Back through the giant gate. Ooh. Okay, there it is, there's the watchtower. That's Jacob's Ladder. Very much padlocked. We're not going up there today. Never mind.
The first tower was built here in 1908, later to be replaced by another one in 1936.
Right, 275 steps, Jacob's Ladder. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60, 61, 62, 63, 68, 90, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got this little viewpoint. Don't lose count. Go. 237, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 69, 70. I got 270. Never mind. Must have missed a few. Anyway, we're at the bottom now, and look what we have found. Cox's Cave.
Cox's Cave was discovered in 1837 by George Cox, and alongside Goff's Cave is part of the Cheddar experience, where it's been dramatised into a walkthrough, educating about prehistory.
Okay, get through this thing. Here we are then, back on the road. So all the way up there is the gorge where we've just come from, and we're just going to work our way back down now through the village to the car. Simple as that. So if you wanted to explore the actual visitor centre, that's up there as well, but as I said earlier, I'm quite tight for time. However, my heart has just skipped a beat. It's the Christmas shop. So we're in February. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Last day of February. Happy February. This is the year-round Christmas shop. Gotta visit it. Christmas time.
Before reaching the car, I decided to pop into the cheddar cheese shop. I'm not a big fan of cheese, but it felt like an essential part of my visit to the village.
It's a lot of cheese. Oh gosh, hellfire. So there's this hellfire kind of chutney, and I'm going to put it on an oat cake. It says only for the brave, please note very hot. That's the most I'm going to try. Yeah, that's hot. That is very hot. There was a lot of cheese and very, very hot chilli. I'm heading back down through the village to the car now. Obviously I really didn't spend any time at all exploring Cheddar itself, especially the touristy area. So there's the museum, there's the tourist centre, obviously the National Trust site as well. The building there, I mean, and the cafe. It's just such a great place to visit. But really what I wanted to do today with the time that I had was just to whip up and do that walk. And I know it was a bit of a whirlwind tour, but I just had to show you those views. So if you're ever down south near Somerset, definitely you have to stop over here. Come check out Cheddar Gorge. Allow yourself the whole day if you can. And hopefully later on in the season, probably around March time, all the stores and stuff will be open up again, because it was just shut down right now. But still, definitely do it. Make this the year that you explore Cheddar Gorge. It's well worth it. Until the next video, folks, enjoy your adventures. Stay wild.